Another tool we were looking at to target large-scale illegal employment and fraud was Social Security's no-match letters. No-match letters were issued, I'm not sure if they're issued anymore, they were issued to employers when they would remit their wage withholdings to Social Security. When those withholdings couldn't be applied to an individual's Social Security credit account due to the name, DOB, or Social Security not matching, these no-match letters would go back to the employer advising them of that. When we were looking at opportunities of possible malfeasance on employers, we were considering using no-match letters as a source of generating cases. And again, there are a lot of reasons for no-match letters. It could be an individual whose name has changed, women whose married name is on their employment documents, but their maiden name is still on the Social Security card. It could be a transposed number again, or a name not exactly right. Individuals with dual surnames, it could be switched, and the number isn't feeding cleanly into there. So those wages actually get held in a massive suspense account. And for individuals that are legitimately using their name and number, but for some technical reason, it could be a mistake in Social Security's Numident database. You want those wages applied to your account to get credit for your 40 quarters. So we said, well, if it is an individual that's here lawfully and working lawfully, they would want to know that, and they clearly do want their wages attached. But what we found out is that also a large chunk of those no matches related to illegal workers that were using fraudulent Social Security numbers. And a lot of those funds are in a massive suspense account. The employers would get these no match letters, and in some cases the employers wouldn't do anything with it, or they would just give a copy to the worker. What we saw as a way to get that data, looking at employers with large-scale, very high percentages of no-match letters, 40, 50, 60%. To us, that seemed out of the norm of, that many people having their name wrong or their numbers transposed. To us, that was indicative of large-scale Social Security number abuse and likely lead to unauthorized workers. Or individuals who were using a name. They could be U.S. citizens, but maybe wanted for something, child support, criminal violations that are using fake documents. Even still, those individuals, would get a no-match letter on that. So we wanted to use that as targeting and tie that into, that was actually one of the original image best practices, was have a policy in place on how you deal with no-match letters. You need to give the employee time to address it. So 14, 30 days maybe, this came in, is your data correct? Let's get it fixed so you get credit. Or go down to the Social Security office because something's wrong on their end. So that was an image best practice. We were looking at attempting to try to pass a regulation that would force employers to do something proactive with it. If not, they could face penalties for, if the individual turned out to be an unauthorized worker, they could face penalties for continuing to employ that worker. I don't think the regulation went anywhere, but the intent that was there to look at that type of data to kind of target large-scale fraud. At some point in the mid-2000s, Social Security Administration was sending ICE a database or a report with all the no matches on it. It was our intent to use that to target large-scale possible violators and or look to see if there was any fraud within some of the critical infrastructure areas. An individual whose wages that may have been withheld and remitted, that had a no-match letter, that worked at a nuclear power plant, may be of interest to us if they turn out to be an unauthorized worker. It could be one of the other reasons why you have a no-match, but for us, having unauthorized workers in certain sensitive industries was an area we were really looking to target within our national security directive of investigation.